Hello curl friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me today. Today we are doing a this or that video where I take a look at two different products to see what their comparisons are or what their differences are. And in this one particular, I like to focus these on product type, by the way. I like to look at gels or creams or leave-ins, and today we're looking at two custards. We are going to be looking at the Miche Tropical Oasis Hair Gel and the Kinky Curly Original Curling Custard. So these are the two products that we are going to be doing the side-by-side test on. I already have my hair obviously washed and conditioned, and then I have my hair divided in half. So let's get to styling. Actually, before we do that, let's look at what a custard is and the product shot of these two side by side. A hair custard is a thick jelly-like styling product designed to moisturize, define, and add shine to curls, coils, and waves. Functioning as a hybrid between a styling cream and a gel, it provides medium to strong hold for styling, such as wash and goes or twists, and it remains softer and less crunchy than traditional gels. Alright, we are going to start in on my left side with the Miche Tropical Oasis Gel. Now, I know it calls itself a gel, but I really think it's like a custard in consistency. This is what she looks like in the jar. And in case the product shot for you wasn't good enough earlier, this is what she's looking like there. At this point, I think I'm going to go over the specs of what this individual product does, and then we'll begin applying it. This is the Miche Tropical Oasis Anti-Humidity Gel. The 8-ounce retails for $25. This gel uses anti-humidity formula infused with pineapple extract to deliver all-day hold while keeping curls, coils, and waves smooth and frizz-free. The directions say to start on clean, detangled hair. Hair must be wet before applying the gel. Section hair into small, medium sections and apply gel to hair. Use your fingers and rake smooth each section after applying the gel. For best results, diffuse or sit under a hooded dryer to set hair. Alright, so I'm going in with that same fingerful amount of gel, and it has been a while since I've used this, but not like terribly long. I've used it in the summertime, like the first time I tried this out, and then I used it again in the colder months, and it works a lot better in the colder months for me. Now, you guys are seeing this. I'm not sure exactly when it's coming out. I know I have it written down, but I don't remember off the top of my head when exactly that is, but I think it's going to be like mid to late spring, and I'm actually filming this in March, so we're still having some cooler days here where we are at. I do still have a little product on my hands and some hair if you look closely. There is some tack, but I think this is all the product that I need that's already on my hair, so when I brush through it, I can also decide a little bit more at that point as well. I'm going to take the Tangle Teezer. By the way, my hair was soaking wet when I put this on, so there is a lot of water in my hair, which is what I want. Yeah, I can feel the product in here, so I don't want to go in with any more than what I already have. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to micro plop maybe just a smidgen of this out. I don't want too much of this product in my hair. Alright, and then because I went in and micro-plopped already, got some of that water out of my hair, along with maybe a little bit of product, at least that was the goal, I'm adding some more water back in. I want to tell you guys, everybody has a different sweet spot for the amount of water and product that they need in their hair. I certainly don't grab a lot of product there. This time though, I did grab too much. I did. And I should have paid more attention to that. I should have been more cognizant of that. But for me, it doesn't take a lot of product, especially for something that is more moisturizing. I've had comments rather recently about my lack of grabbing very much product. They're like, oh, I would grab so much more. And maybe that's perfectly fine for someone with thicker hair, someone with drier hair, someone with, coarser hair, more density, all those things. But my hair just does not need a lot of a moisturizing product, and that is exactly what this gel has been, which is why I said it has worked better typically for me in the wintertime, the cooler months, than it has in the summer months. And because this is a moisturizing product, I can feel comfortable using it as a single styler for my hair type. I imagine, from what I've heard from a lot of curly people, seen online and everything like that, I feel like this product does work well for a lot of curly girls, a lot of different hair types as a single styler. So keep that in mind. I would always recommend trying it out as a single styler first, just to see what it can give you, what the product brings, and then if you need to make adjustments as far as moisture or hold, something like that, you can go in with that maybe at the next washing routine. Those are my recommendations on how to, ooh, okay, I ran out of space there with my brush styling, I hit the wall. But those are my recommendations for trying a newer product. I know I don't always do that for you guys when you see this, but I've been doing my curly hair for a long time. And there are things that I do try off camera that you guys just don't see on like an individual basis. So let me section out these face framing pieces here. After I get these side sections done, I'll do a little scrunching and we'll see how the hair is looking. And then obviously I gotta do the top little, normally it's like a horseshoe, but since I have a split part, it's just a little top section here held up in the clippy. I will do that, scrunch again, and then we'll move on to the next side. So how have you guys been doing? I'd love to hear from you. Are you guys looking forward to spring? Has spring already, actually, yeah, by the time you guys are seeing this, it's definitely spring. How has your spring been going? Because ours has not yet begun really. We've gotten a little taste of it a few days here and there. I could definitely tell like the animals are more active and everything like that. More birds around. The squirrels are definitely have picked up whatever it is they like to do. And so, yeah, but I'll tell you what, like I said, this is March and I've hit a bit of a, just a rough patch, just a little personal rough patch. It's nothing terrible, but I've been breaking out more than I like. I've tried to cover it for you guys. Not that I think you guys would judge me too terribly or anything like that, but I'm just very self-conscious of it. So I've been breaking out more than I would like. And then I've got a cold. So right now I'm fairly medicated and getting through a lot better than what I would be otherwise. But actually this is one of the lighter colds I've ever had. So I can appreciate that. I'm happy about that. But normally colds for me are a long process. I have a feeling this one's going to be shorter. I'm hoping. I don't feel as congested as I have in the past. I don't really have a cough, at least not at this point, but I don't feel like any of that is coming. So I'm thankful, I'm hopeful about that. I have slept pretty good with this cold so far, and that's something I never get. But it is still cold, it's still inconvenient, it still makes you feel disgusting and all that stuff, so. All right, just doing the finishing touches here. Bring this side around, just kind of work my fingers through a little bit. Okay, I can still feel the product slightly in my hair. I had originally thought before I started applying this, that if I had gone in with a very light amount, I could always go in and scrunch in a little bit more afterwards for a little additional hold. I've done that before and gotten really good results. And it's something that I would definitely recommend. But if you're like me and have already gone in with more than enough product, no need to do that because you'll probably make things worse. Oh, here is a little hair that got missed. I'm just going to kind of wrap this up around my fingers. Hold that there for a second and let that go. Okay. Now normally if I was just doing this as a single styler, I would probably like scrunch upside down so I can get like better scrunching to the roots, I feel like. But I'm just trying to tip my head significantly to get that scrunching up to the roots. All right, I'm gonna move my clippy over on the other side to protect that from being snagged when I style my right side. I'm going to clean my brushes and I'll be right back. All right, let's move on to the other side. I'm going to wet this down while I let you look at the specs or listen to the specs of the Kinky Curly Custard. This is the Kinky Curly Original Curling Custard. The 8-ounce retails for $20. This is advanced botanical formula made with ingredients that nourish and strengthen the hair. Utilizing humectant properties of the agave nectar, the curling custard will give weight to your hair, define your curls, and remove frizz and provide lasting hold and shine without ever being greasy, crunchy, or drying to your hair. It's concentrated so a little goes a long way. The directions say to apply to damp or wet hair, scrunch into medium sections of hair, flip head upside down to create more volume and body. All right, now for this custard, this has truly been a long time since I've gone in with this custard. And from what I remember, a little goes a long way. But I do want to give you guys a good product shot here. This one seems a little bit thicker to me. Like it holds its shape just a little bit better. I'm not going to go in with all this, you guys. So I'm going to take some of that out. And it's probably hard to see. I got some on my fingers here, on my thumb and my middle finger. This one feels more slippery in my hands. I can tell you that. It definitely feels like it has more slip than the Tropical Oasis. Not that the Tropical Oasis didn't have good glide or anything, good application, but this just definitely feels lighter actually at this point. And that could be deceiving. Now it doesn't feel like I have as much in my hair, which I wouldn't have as much as my hair because I didn't take as much. But I'm like, do I need to go in with a little bit more? I almost feel like I need to go in with a little bit more back here. All right, just a tad more on the tips of my fingers. Yeah, this one definitely has a lighter feel to it so far. I'm gonna take my Denman and just distribute that. No problem with the brush going through at all. Didn't really expect there to be, but I would say, still keeping with the theme that I've said already, this does feel like it has more slip in the application with my hands and brushing it through so far. As I said, it has been a very long time since I've used this product, and oops, I'm snagging here. And I think I used it in the summertime too. I don't think I've used this in the colder months. I could be wrong. I think I've only used it a time or two as well. So I don't have a lot of experience with this one. I'm going off of memory, and you know, it's been a couple years. When I say it's been a long time, it's been a couple years. But so far I am liking this application. Like I said, not that the other one was bad, but this one just definitely has more slip, even with this higher tension brush than the Tangle Teezer. The Tangle Teezer is a very light tension brush. This one is got more tension to it, but that also helps get that curl to form. You guys, I need to dye my hair. I need to do a root touch up. That's all I do. Like, I don't do a full hair dye, just the roots. So if you guys see some grays popping through, just ignore that, okay? I'm kind of trying to wait till kind of closer to Easter as well. It lasts pretty long for me though. In the winter time when my hair grows slower, my root touch-up will last an easy 8 weeks. Now in the summertime when my hair is growing faster, I need to do it a little bit sooner than that, usually like 6 weeks. But I'm also don't like to do my hair touch-ups when I'm doing a video as well. And I've been doing a lot of curly hair videos, trying to just get caught up or get ahead of schedule, I should say, before like spring planting for farming comes around. So, because that's usually a busier season, we'll have a lot going on. I host Easter too, that's a busier season. So I just like to have myself a little bit ahead of schedule, and then I don't have to feel panicked or rushed to try to get a video out to you guys. So I always like to keep my hair videos ahead of schedule, and then my Monday content, my lifestyle content, I tend to do that a little closer to, you know, actual timing of things when things happen. Oops, snagged my hair a little bit there, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. Does anyone else have a problem when they section their hair? And if you choose to brush style, does anyone else have a problem with snagging other sections? I've said I've done this or had troubles with this for ages, but I'm curious if anyone else suffers from the same issue that I do. Let me know, let your girl know so she doesn't feel alone. All right, I just like to run my fingers through just to kind of break up any extra large curl clumps. Scrunch this. I'm going to lean into the scrunching some here. I'm going to fast forward through brush styling this top section. It really won't take me long. Oops. I'm just going to speed through this, and then we'll scrunch some more and see what the curls are looking like. Okay, how are we looking here? This kinky curly side. And let me give this another scrunch here since it's been a while. Let me put a little more water in it too, because I can hear the water in the kinky curly side, and I'm not sure I can hear it in this side. All right, now I can hear a little squish when I'm scrunching. All right, so kinky curly side and Miche tropical Oasis side. Do we see too much of a difference? Much of a difference at all? I always think it's hard to tell when my hair is really wet, so let's go diffuse this and see what the results are. All right, friends, we are back with my hair fully diffused and styled. Let's take a look at these results. First, let's look at the Miche side and what the underside is looking like. And then the kinky curly custard side, the underside. And then I'm also going to show you the back, and then we'll get into the details of each side. You guys, I didn't even look at the back of my hair in the bathroom. I should have done that before coming out here, just so I could see if there was any significant difference from the back side. I'll do that after this portion of the video, and when I check back tomorrow, if there's anything significant, I'll let you know then at that point. All right, so my thoughts on my hair, the individual sides. First, I just want to start off with a broad generalization in that I feel like my hair looks like I feel kind of today. You know, just not as great. It's just not at its top-notch performance. But okay, for the Miche tropical Oasis, I definitely have a lot of frizz throughout here, and the definition is decent. It's not my springiest. It's definitely not my curliest pattern, but at this time of year too, my hair isn't necessarily as curly as it will be in the summertime. I do think it looks like it's laying like a little bit flatter. It's not flat because I do have some lift here. I do have some definition right at the root, I guess is what I want to say, but it's just frizzier and flatter than I was hoping it would be, than I thought it would be even. From my past experience using this in the winter, this is not what I got. Overall, my hair feels well moisturized. It feels soft. I had maybe a slight bit of cast early on in the diffusing process, but the drier my hair got, the more that cast broke up and everything. Moving on to the kinky curly side, a very similar experience in that as I was diffusing, I started to notice a slight cast in the beginning, and then as my hair dried, the more it dried, the more that cast broke up. My hair does feel nice and soft, well moisturized, and I do have some frizz, but I don't think it's as much frizz as I have on the Miche side. And the volume, there is just a little bit more lift, I feel like, on my kinky curly side than I feel is on the Miche side. I have this wonky curl here that's just, I don't know, like, what's going on there? I don't know. My hair, you guys, my hair is just not doing what I thought it would do today. Okay, I expected a lot nicer results than what I've gotten on either side. Although at this point, I think the kinky curly side is outperforming the Miche tropical Oasis. Although I don't think that this is a very fair comparison, because like I said, my hair is not how I remember. Like, it's been a while since I've used the kinky curly side, but I specifically used this Miche tropical Oasis. I said it had been a while, but I had actually used it back in, I want to say, maybe November, December. I think I've even talked about it on one of my videos. I don't know if I put it in my favorites or not. When I retried it, I was like, why have I waited so long to reuse this? I like this a lot better in the winter months than I do in the summer months, I feel like. So I don't know what's going on today, guys. I do think part of it is that I should have done my styling a little bit differently. I think in both cases, I wanted to go in with my hair soaking wet, go in with the product. On the Miche side, I definitely need to go in with less product initially. That's what I want to do. Go in with a small amount, distribute it throughout, brush style, and then micro plop and go in with a little bit more product. That always gives me more hold. It always helps with the definition and just help seal in the hairstyle that I've already created for myself. So I think that's what I would have preferred to do on both sides, but I didn't. And so here we are. I'm going to say let's check back though on day 2, just see how things are holding up, and we'll go over any more of the product details, what I like or don't like, and specifics at that point. All right, friends, we are back for day 2 using the 2 custards on each side of my head of hair. So we have the Miche Tropical Oasis, and then we have the Kinky Curly, originally Curly Custard. I don't know why I have such a hard time spitting that one out. Kinky Curly, originally Curling Custard on my right side. And what do I think of my results? I'm looking in the mirror behind you guys, but honestly, they are so similar, you guys, so similar. Yesterday, my Miche definitely had more frizz to it. It still probably has a little bit more frizz on the outer layers, but it's about the same on the other side. Probably still just a little bit more general frizz overall on the Miche side, but I don't think it's expanded any more than what it was yesterday necessarily. My curls are soft. The volume is about the same on both sides. And the only thing I'm noticing different yesterday and today is that on the Kinky Curly side, I feel like I've been breaking up my curl clumps a little bit more. I mean, maybe you guys haven't seen it because, you know what, I didn't even show you a true like side by side. So, okay, this is the Miche Tropical Oasis. Let's get a look at the underside. And this is the Kinky Curly side. Like I said, I have been breaking up these curl clumps even before I came on camera earlier this morning, and then just before coming on camera too, I did look at what my hair looked like in the back, and I think it looks the same on either side. So let me show you the back. Let me know if you guys can see any difference, but yeah, I'm not seeing really much of anything besides other than the fact that I said my curl clumps seem to be bigger on the Kinky Curly side. You guys, honestly, I just don't think I have done either of these custards justice. I really don't. I touched on this yesterday. I really wish I would have applied them differently. I really wish I would have gone in with a smaller amount the first time, brush styled that in, and then micro plopped to suck up some of the extra moisture, because when you do that then and you apply more product, your product is allowed to be a little bit more concentrated than on the second application with less water in it and just an overall general like capping, so to speak, of the product over your hair. So I really wanted to do that on both sides, and it didn't work out. So that's my fault. I apologize. I feel like I have gotten better hold with both of these custards before, doing my hairstyling differently. So like I said, it's just, this one's on me. If I'm going to choose a side though, I really don't think that this is the best time to determine a side because of my errors, my own errors in application. But if I'm going to choose a side, I'm just going to say the Kinky Curly side for right now. Like I said, this wasn't the best test of that, I feel like, and I'm sorry. We could blame it on my cold, my general fogginess of brain, I guess. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below. Do you guys notice a difference at all on either of these sides? Have you tried these products? Because they have been out for a while. The Kinky Curly's been out forever. And the Miche Tropical Oasis, although it is like one of their newer products, it's still been out for quite some time. So let me know if you guys have tried either of these in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And until I see you again in the next video, have a great day. Bye, friends.